What would you do if I wasn't here? Well, I'd go do this. Then go do it. Enough times of that, they won't even come to you. Now you need to make them sure that you're comfortable, and you tell them that we want you to make a decision. I want people to make decisions. I do not want you to be a micromanager. I don't want to be a micromanager. The people that you're managing do not want you to be a micromanager. And if the people you're managing need a micromanager, then you don't need that person. There ain't nothing worse than coming home from the hospital and have to go fix doorknobs. Yes, doorknobs. Something I guarantee you used at least once today, and I know it had to be 3 or 4 times if you even left the house. That being said, nobody pays attention how they work. And what's really irritating is when you pay that person to put the doorknobs in, and they don't know what they're doing. And then you, the boss, has to go back and fix it. It is aggravating with something so simple. And yes, that happened to me. Not a lie. Matter of fact, we were trying to sell a house. I got sick. You know my history. But basically, when I got out of the hospital, there's a few things had the house on the. They come back a list. The agents did with the list of things that need to be fixed. And my wife had just paid these people because I was in the hospital. She didn't know. I don't expect her to know how to put a doorknob in. That being said, I had not only fixed doorknobs, there was an electrical problem. Oh, I had an electrician. There was cabinets. There was a scratch, and everybody knew about it, but nobody had a solution for it. And the doorknob. One single doorknob. And what's aggravating is that's not the only time I've ever fixed doorknobs for people. Rental properties, I'll send somebody over there. What's so hard about a doorknob? Well, I don't know. And I'm not saying I'm the doorknob king by no means. But my God, there's instructions right there with it. Oh, boy. Just the other day, someone asked me about a doorknob. Why won't this work? Now, I happen to know, without looking at instructions, there's a stamp on the doorknob, inside the insides of it, and it says up. So I carry my little cheaters around. I got my cheaters out of my pocket, put them on. I leaned over, and sure enough, the up was down. I said, turn it over, and it'll work fine. Voila. I'll be damned. There it is. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, I want you to know when you become a CEO that you don't have to go fix doorknobs. That's the goal. Or anything else for that matter. You're paying people to. And the happy part was last week I went on vacation. A little mini vacation. It was nice. It was almost like it was a guy's. I didn't take my wife or my kids. It was a guy's little retreat. And we went out of state. And it was very nice. I might got one phone call more of how you doing than I'm having a problem. And that's where we want to get to. That's the goal for you as a business owner, is to be able to go where you need to go or want to go, when you want to go, and not have to worry about it done improperly. Now, that just doesn't happen tomorrow. I don't want you leaving saying, hey, boy, see you later, because you might not be ready. And Lord knows you don't want to be ready for when you come back. All the stuff you got to fix or deal with. So how do you do that? Well, first you got to assign somebody the responsibility. Hold them accountable. Whether that be in the office or out in the field, whatever it is. And if you don't have anybody to do that, then before you go on vacation, you better find someone. Build your team. Got to have a team. There's no way to scale, build. I know a few contractors who are friends, and some of them do great on because they have a team. Some of them don't bring home a check that week because they weren't there to do the work. And then they come back and they're behind. People call them and so forth. And that might be you. And I want to help you get there. Get that team in place. Find somebody responsible. Pay them what they're worth. Help pay them more than worth, because sometimes you get the right person, you want to keep them and make them loyal to you. So if you have the team and you have that person responsible, let's try it out. Everybody's got a cell phone these days, or more likely. And if you don't, I'm not sure how you're doing business, but Turn that phone on do not disturb. 10, you're not here. I used to, when I was in sales years and years ago, we had a customer service department. Customer service, no, I broke them with this, but they call. What do you want to do here? What do you want to do there? And my standard statement would be, and I want this to be one coming out of your mouth. What would you do if I wasn't here? Well, go do this. Then go do it. Enough times of that, they won't even come to you. Now, you need to make them sure that you're comfortable, and you tell them that we want you to make a decision. I want people to make decisions. I do not want you to be a micromanager. I don't want to be a micromanager. The people that you're managing do not want you to be a micromanager. And if the people you're managing need a micromanager, then you don't need that person. You want somebody that you can rely on, that's loyal to you, understands. And I say understand, there's different levels, but you can explain to them why or what's going on or why you're doing it this way. It helps people because sometimes people, all they want to know is why. They'll go do it even though you tell them to, but in their mind, it's like, well, why is he doing this? Well, it's kind of fun to explain why and see that light bulb go off. Explain to them what's going on. If you come back, let's say you're doing some training and you leave, got that phone off the hook, and I don't know if you can do that these days, but back in the day, if you didn't want to talk to them, we just took the phone off the hook. That means you just set the handset that had a wire, you set it right down next to it, and the phone wouldn't ring. But anyway, get that do not disturb on her now. But anyway, when you get back and you notice some things are wrong, don't holler and you yell and jump. You made yourself inaccessible, which I want you to, but you want to train those people what they need to do next time. Here's what I would have done. And praise them if they got stuff that's right. Praise them for making a decision, not holding up things just because you weren't there. It might not be the way you wanted it, and very possible it could be wrong. I've had that problem before too, where I turn people loose, not on doorknobs, but something else. And I come in, it's like, you take a deep breath. You need to kick yourself in the ass, what you need to do, because you're the one that didn't teach them. Okay? And that's what it has to be, because they're good people. And you go and you walk over and show them a few things. And then I say, here, let me show you why. And it's that type of training over time that you can take those vacations and not have to worry about anything. Are you going to cover them all? No. That's okay. Because if you give them the power, they're going to figure it out for you anyway. I'm going to rephrase that. They're going to take their time, figure out, and sometimes they're going to say, what did boss want? How would boss do it? Sometimes they're going to say, well, here's what I think needs to happen. And that's okay too. As long as it's getting done. And you're not being bothered because you're either recuperating in your vacation, you might be out looking at other assets to buy. You got other things on your mind. You might be at a conference trying to learn how to run your business better. I sure don't want you to learn how to run your business better and still be worried about how your business is running at the moment. When you get back, you're going to have to fix things. More than likely, it happens. But when I was the president of a company and my owner, CEO, come to me, he said, Chris, why do you want to own your own business? I said, because, John, I want to hire a person like me that you, just like you, don't have to worry when you're gone. And he looked at me, shook his head, understood where I was coming from. He'd been gone for a couple of weeks to Florida. Matter of fact, I enjoyed it when he's gone to Florida. Your guys might even enjoy it when you're gone on your vacation. Because more than likely you're the bottleneck. That's okay. Give them the power. Give them responsibility. Hold them accountable. That's the most important part. When you get back, hold them accountable. Why do you do it this way? And they might even give you a better reason than you even expected. They might have did it better than you did. But you need to ask. You need to find out and communicate. Now, if that's something you're worried about, or you want to build a team, or you need to, go on that vacation and you don't feel like you can, click that link below. We're going to get you there. And Get an appointment with me. We'll talk about it, figure out where you're at, and we'll climb that steps all the way up to become that CEO of your business. Again, we'll see you later next week on another episode of the Hard Hat to CEO. God be with you till we meet again. Bye-bye.